Hi, Curvies. Okay. Anybody in here yet? Make sure you guys can hear me. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for being you. Curvies. Curvies, it's time for love. Love is the answer. Love is the answer. Hashtag love wins. Let's see. Go here real quick. Happy Sunday, Curvies. Right on. Give you guys time to come on in.
Larger, come get it, larger, feel like a star, larger, here we're all equal, larger, just make you fall, larger, get the legs faster, larger, come have some fun, larger, he's the one, larger, you know where to come.
Curvies, thank you. No, we're not reactivating that. All right, Curvies, we're doing Love Island. I know that's different for us, but you know I love love, and hashtag love wins. So what are you doing? Get out of there. So go ahead and smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. If you haven't already, ring my bell, so you can get notified when I upload videos, and so you can become part of the beautiful curvy community that we're growing over here in the YouTube streets. So like I said, go ahead and tap the screen. It'll make sure you like the video. And yes, so we're going to get at it. Now, I have a very good friend, a curvy. One of my curvy crew has been telling me about Love Island for a while, you guys. And I was like, I don't really do dating shows. I don't really do them a lot. I'm a woman of a certain age, and I was raised a certain way, and I was never too promiscuous, and I was never into like threesomes or menage a trois. I mean, I had a phase. I had a little phase where I experimented so I could know that I didn't like it. Because I'm one of those people, I'm like a trisexual. I'll try it, and then I know I don't like it, and then I decide which actual I am, right? So I've tried some things, and now I know for sure what I am. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. However, look, soul ties is real, freaking body fluid, STDs, STIs is real. Sex demons is real. Like all of that stuff. And you can't just be going around freaking dropping it low and spreading it wide for everybody who smiles at you. My daddy used to tell me, Larger, a man will fuck a snake if somebody will hold a head. That's what my dad told me. Daddy Curves told us that, okay? A man will fuck a snake if somebody will hold the head. And it took me a long time to figure that out. Happy Sunday. It might be a little much, but this is a PSA, you guys. You can't be spreading it to all these people. Did you know that HIV is on the rise? Gonorrhea is on the rise. There's some shit that you can get from having too many partners that you'll never unget. You know what I mean? And then also, like, I grew up in the 80s, and that's when, HIV and AIDS was first discovered. And so that's enough to make a person stay celibate. They had no idea where you could get it from, And it's just the soul ties and then, okay, another reason is like, I have a very sensitive nose, right? Very sensitive nose. And that means I can smell anything. And it's not my fault. I'm not trying to, but imagine like Austin kissing Chelley and then Chelley immediately going and kissing Ace and Nick and Taylor. And I'm just thinking about the smell of each person's spit, the fact that you didn't even rinse your mouth before you kissed that person, and then you kissed that person who also just kissed that person. So you technically just kissed 5 people by the time Chelley kisses you, because she already kissed Austin, Taylor, Nick, and Ace. So now it's your turn, Jeremiah. So you technically just kissed. You're kissing Chelley, but you by proxy as a man just kissed 4 other men, because that's their spit still in Chelley's mouth. And you should see the way these people kiss. All of these people kiss. They lead with their tongues. I've never seen such spitty kisses before in my life. Like, I have big, beautiful, succulent lips, and I lead with my lips, right? Like, I lead, right? I'm going to show that, Logic Beat, because, yeah, I'm not kissing all those people either. That's like a lot of kissing and spit swapping. And, look, that just posted. I was looking at a video yesterday on TikTok, and the lady, she was loved to work out, and she was working on her best self, and she went to the gym and didn't wipe down the stuff, and she ended up coming home with, here, I'm going to show you guys. It's really disturbing. I'm going to show you guys, though, because she ended up coming home with some bullshit, you guys, because as it turns out, you're supposed to wipe down the freaking thingamabobs. You're supposed to wipe down the machines, and if you don't, then you could get ringworms. She had like a freaking emergency room case of ringworms all over her face. I can't make it come up right now. All over her face from working out in the gym and merely touching a weight that wasn't sanitized. So can you imagine licking and kissing a person who touched the weight that didn't sanitize, and now you're like passing all those germs around? And unless you're Georgia on Next Gen, you're not trying to cultivate germs in your BIOS dome, okay? Like, you should, in this day, you should really be looking at sanitizing and hygiene a lot. All of these people are too cute to end up with herpods on their lip. All of these people are too all of these people are too cute to end up with herpods, don't you think? And that's another thing you can get from kissing. And so anyway, so I really am not very keen on traditional dating shows because of that specific element where, like, you're literally looking at the swapping of the body fluids. And then my curvy crew, she was like, oh, well, you should watch it. I think you'll really like it. And so I started watching it, and I am hooked, okay? Me and my mom were up last night till midnight, gobbling up the first 2 episodes. And no, I'm not on a dating show, Logic Beat. I'm just recapping a dating show called Love Island. It's in season 7. They have a USA edition. They have a UK edition. The UK edition was first, and now they have the USA edition, where for 6 weeks they bring, these are the main couples. Chelley, Alondra, Bella, Huda, and Yulissa were on the island first. And then Austin, Taylor, Nick, Jeremiah, and Ace came on the island as the men. And then they get to couple up. But then they drop in what they call bombshells. And the bombshells can steal your man or your woman. So Cierra at the bottom and Charlie at the bottom are the first bombshells that came in. And let me tell you, so to decide who you want to be with, the very first night, Ariana from Vanderpump Rules is the hostess of this show. And she comes on, she introduces everybody. The people get to like talk for a minute. And then at the end of swapping all the spit. It's disgusting. So then by the end of the night, she's like, oh, well, come on. Okay, so it premiered on June 3rd, and it premieres in Fiji. Yes, the island of Fiji. It's not a very big island, but it's very beautiful. And the house that they stay in, also the Love Island UK people stay in too. So it's one house for different casts. They all fly in. So the season premieres in Fiji, introducing a diverse cast of 10 islanders. So we have Chelley, we have Alondra, we have Bella, we have Huda, and we have Yulissa. No way, you don't live in Fiji, do you? That is so cool, Logic Beat. Right on. Shout out to Fiji's in the house. So do you know where the Airbnb is that they stay in? I don't know about the North Island or what, but the house they stay in is supposed to be like a famous Airbnb. Yeah, so it's really cute. I like it. It's cute. It's perfect for a show. So, and then they have the guys come on, which I already said was Austin, Taylor, Nick, Jeremiah, and Ace. And the girls pick partners after kissing 2 boys in episode 1. Okay? So Ace immediately, Ace is so cute down here at the bottom with his little freaking dimples and stuff. Now, Ace, I ended up loving, and I follow him on his social media because he teaches people how to dance all over the world from his social media. So like he could be teaching a dance class in London, or he can be teaching a dance class to multiple people in like, you know, like a Zoom thing kind of. And he'll teach them how to dance like Michael Jackson, how to dance like he'll squabble up, just any new song. He'll teach whoever it is how to dance. And you can be from Pakistan, you can be a domestic violence survivor, you can be like just a mom, a single mom and your kids. And he holds different types of classes. So he's a really fun guy, right? And he immediately becomes a hot commodity. He has dimples you could put marbles in, like and he's very charismatic. He's 5'10". He's one of the shortest guys there at 5'10". But he is so charismatic and so likable. All the ladies are kissing him. So, like I said, in episode 1, the girls, to decide who they want to couple up with, they get to pick two guys to kiss in front of everybody. So Chelley got to go first, which was the good thing. And it was picked at random. And so she decided to kiss Austin, who looks like a sweet guy, and he's a pool boy, and Ace, who she actually ended up knowing from like a year ago. They were out in the same city, and they saw each other, and they liked each other, and they had a couple conversations, but she was in one state, he was in another, and it kind of fell off. So when they get to the house and see each other, they were like, oh, well, maybe this is fate. So she decides to get her kiss from Ace, because she never kissed him after they met like over a year ago. Okay? So Ace got kissed by Chelley, Huda, Yulissa. Did Alondra kiss him too? And then Chelley ended up deciding she wanted to couple up with Ace. But then the next girl can come kiss the guy you just chose and another guy to kiss. So she chose Ace, and then here come everybody else kissing Ace. It was so gross, right in her face. But like I said, her only saving grace was that she got to go first. So everybody else kissed her and Ace. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So then Yulissa ended up stealing Ace from Chelley. By the end of episode 1, she had already got her man took, okay? So first in, first out. And so she ended up just getting left with Austin, which was the first guy she kissed, but nobody else decided to kiss Austin. No. And then, so she ended up with Austin by default because he was the only one left after Yulissa with the big red X on her face kissed Ace. And she was like, oh, I'm going to take him. I really like him, da-da-da-da, right? And they're on a live island. And so it's technically not cheating. You're not doing anything. As long as you're communicating openly, the people don't care, right? I mean, you might catch a feeling or something. I mean, you literally just kissed the guy. Of course, you're going to feel a way if the next girl kisses him and then takes the guy who you just selected. But Chelley played it all cool. So then, at the end of episode 1, because it was an hour and a half, we get the 2 first bombshells, Charlie and Cierra. Okay? And they, immediately after everybody kisses everybody. Whoa, wait. Was that the blindfold game? No, that was in episode 2. So that night, everybody sleeps together. And they all sleep in one room, you guys. It's so weird. So in the house is huge. But they have one bedroom with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like full-size beds in there, right next to each other. No dividers, no curtains, no nothing. So whoever you're coupled up with, you sleep in the bed, one of 5 beds in one room. Now they have a separate dressing room for the women and they have a separate dressing room for the men. So they're not actively, like, technically living together, getting dressed like that, but they are definitely in the same room, like all night long. Okay. So the first night, Chelley and Austin end up coupled together. Taylor and Alondra end up coupled together. Nick and Bella end up coupled together. Jeremiah and Huda end up coupled together. And Ace and Yulissa end up coupled together. They all sleep together. And the next morning, we don't see Yulissa no more. We don't see Yulissa, not again. Now, let me show you why. Because Yulissa had a problem, you guys. She needs to own her mistakes, you guys. Okay? She needed to own her mistakes. Because, of course, just like on all these shows, they go to vet the people. And, you know, vetting is the process by where they check out their past. They might do a little mental check. They might, I don't know what it entails exactly, because all of these shows have questionable people leak through. So Yulissa ends up getting all the way on the show. Only to, before the episode 2 comes on, it's found out that Yulissa loved using the N-word with a hard R on social media, in podcasts, okay? So you can't promote that on a show full of black people. So she got kicked off. Now, they didn't show us anything on the actual episode. She just ended up gone, and Ace ended up single the next day. But she says, in a world, what does she say? In the world, I came back to nothing, the idea here. Let me read it over here from her social media, because this is too big for my camera. I want to get all of her apology words in here since she's taken the time to apologize. Let's just let her get all of her, make it clear. No, her name is Yulissa Escobar. Yulissa. There it is. Escobar. So she's 27. And look, it's all on her Instagram thing. On her Instagram wall, It says Yulissa Escobar, personal blog, Love Island, season 7, 2 episodes was all I needed. Well, that's all they needed of you, darling, because you freaking got fired. Fired. And technically she was like only like 4'10", so she's a little person. But on June 6th, she put out this statement. The series started on June 3rd, I think. So she said, first I want to apologize for using a word I had no right using. Podcast clips from years ago have recently resurfaced, and I want to address it directly. In those clips, here, this is the post she did it under. Here it is. In those clips, I used a word I never should have used, a racial slur. I used it ignorantly, not fully understanding the weight, history, or pain behind it. I wasn't trying to be offensive or harmful, but I recognize now that intention doesn't excuse impact, and the impact of that word is real. It's tied to, where am I? It's tied to generations of trauma, and it's not mine to use. At the time, I was speaking casually in conversation, not thinking deeply or critically about what I was saying. But that doesn't take away from how wrong it was. The truth is, I didn't know better then, but I do now. I've taken time to reflect, to learn, to grow from the moment. I've changed a lot since then, not just in how I speak, but in how I show up, how I carry myself, and how I honor the experiences of others. Growth means recognizing when you're wrong, even if it's uncomfortable, and choosing to move forward with humility and accountability. There have also been there have also been fake statements circulating that things that I or written or said do not reflect me, or where am I? Do not reflect me or my heart. I want to clarify that this is my voice and my words. I don't need anyone to speak for me. I'm choosing to speak for myself because I take full ownership of my actions. Do not listen to the fake statements. This is my official statement. This is me speaking directly to This is me speaking directly to you. To those who are disappointed or offended, I understand and I apologize. I am sorry. Yulissa Escobar. That was 1 week ago. Okay? So she said she was sorry. But I guess the people weren't feeling it because she had to do another post just recently. 2 days ago, right after. Now, this episode, they're going to have 36 episodes. I think I told you. And they are going to meet for 30. They're in this house together for 6 weeks, swapping spit with whoever will come in the house. Just open your mouth and spit in the mouth because that's what they're doing over there. And the show airs every single day except Wednesdays and Sundays. So it's like a soap opera, you guys. You get an episode every day. So nobody's brought up Yulissa on the show since she left. Ace is kind of walking around like, I'm single now. Like, he got to get back in the game and he has his eyes on certain people. But I'm not sure why Yulissa Escobar decided that she needed to post this 2 days ago. But here we go. Accountable, not erased. I guess she's having feelings about having her feet held to the fire because a lot of people in her apology post comments were not accepting of the apology. And it was like, yeah, so I don't know what she expected, but people from other minority groups don't are not that forgiving right now. I don't know. And so they weren't here for her I'm sorry. And they didn't believe it when she said I've changed. They were like, it's 2025 and that video was from 2021, so it's only 4 years. So how much did you really change? And just a new rule, typically speaking, on these reality shows, when we do find out from going through past tweets, Instagrams, MySpace, Facebook posts, whatever tweet, whatever. And if it's over a decade ago, then it seems to be forgivable. If it's within the last 5 years, you got a problem. You still have a problem. And so for Yulissa to not be aware enough at 27, she's 27 years old. So she's saying that at 24, she didn't know not to say the N word with the hard R on a podcast. She didn't know that. She didn't? Really? And even still, it took you till you got found out on a show to apologize and take accountability. So there's no I'm sorry post on her thing before she got fired from the show. So if you really changed, shouldn't that have been addressed? Like you should have, as soon as the podcast came out, you should have had a second thought and been like, oh my God, I can't believe I used that racially hateful language on that podcast. Oh my gosh, immediate. But no, you didn't learn your lesson until you got fired from a job. So hey, you can't tell people how quick to get over something. That's also the rule in a lot of these reality shows. You can't tell me when to not be offended anymore. I mean, I can let it go and still be offended in the same moment. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure why she decided to do this, but she did hashtag accountable, not erase. This isn't justice. This is just what cancel culture has become. People swear cancel culture is about accountability, but now it's just viral hate, packaged for likes, twisted into clickbait, and a trend for clout. 5 minutes of fame at someone else's expense. This week, I received death threats, messages saying that I should unalive myself, all over a video from 2021. Now people are spreading lies saying that it's from 2024. It's not. I know the truth, and the truth matters. If we don't believe people can grow, then what are we even doing? That video doesn't define me. But how the internet treats people, that says everything. This isn't woke. It's abuse. You guys forget there's a real person behind the screen with feelings, a family, a daughter, a sister, a future. And some people don't survive this kind of hate. That's the scariest part. Cyberbullying is violence, period. And is period. Cancel culture isn't fixing the world. It's tearing it apart. And what scares me even more is the world I came back to while I was away with no phone. No idea what was happening in the real world. I came back to a war zone. The world torn apart. Cruelty trending. Justice distorted. And I don't stand with any of it. Not the hate, not the lies, not the bullying dressed up as activism. Somewhere along the way, we stopped seeing each other as people. We are losing our humanity. I'm not perfect. I never said I was, but I'm still here. Growth is real. So is healing. And no one deserves to be erased over one moment. For the ones who didn't make it, may you rest in peace. For the ones who are scared to speak, I got you. And for myself, because I'm done staying quiet. My name is Yulissa Escobar, and this is not where my story ends. One mistake does not define a human. And that moment was 4 years ago. I've clearly grown, and I'm just getting started. My DMs are open. Hey, mama. CD said hi. My DMs are open. If you're hurting, if you're scared, if you're feeling like no one gets it, come talk to me. You're not alone. Accountable, not erased. Yulissa Escobar, cancel culture. Still here. Yulissa, Love Island, USA. And again, hey, look, the people aren't having it, Yulissa. I'm sorry. I don't know what this little cute girl did, this little cute lady did to be on everybody's bad side. But look, the comments are eating her up again. You're not a victim. Please stop. You know you shouldn't be using the N-word. The non-black people in the comments are accepting her apology. This is in the comments. You guys can go to her page and see. I'm all forgiveness and growth, but this caption shows you still don't get it. It's giving you're deleting your comments. You deserve even more hate than what you've gotten. Uh-oh. So basically, Hispanic people are accepting the apology for us? Ironic. Girl, bye. You said it, deal with it. When will you give ChatGPT a break? You got them working overtime. You were old enough to know not to say it, because I told you guys she's 27 and she said it 4 years ago. So she was like 23, 24. And so look, if you don't know not to say a racial slur in your 20s, then you, my friend, should probably not be on a podcast if you don't know what not to say. Girl, you weren't a minor when you said it. You know the consequences. And mind, you've said it in 2021, in the major moment of Black Lives Matter, like it was at peak Black Lives Matter. And you don't know not to use the hard R? Really, bitch? Yeah, so the people aren't accepting of apologies. And, but Yulissa's gone, so Ace is free. Okay, now back to the episode. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. I was just letting you know why Yulissa's out of the picture. Okay, so now we're back to starting episode 2. So we're starting episode 2 with Yulissa Escobar, who was originally coupled with Ace, abruptly exiting the villa for reasons not disclosed on film, but it was resurfaced controversies are suspected. We already know. So, the episode 2, Charlie and Cierra, you see them come in, and everybody kicked it that day. Chelley and Austin, Taylor and everybody's kind of just booed up, looking at other people. And now we get some at that night. They get to put on blindfolds in episode 2. They put on some blindfolds, right? And they get to go around and kiss other people who they either still have an interest in or want to have an interest in, or maybe there's just curiosity. So they all meet in a very small circle, mind you. It's very small. Hey, Shelbs, thanks for coming through. It's a very small circle, okay? Like, I mean, we could probably hold the hand of the person next to you, even though you're sitting. You could probably reach hands, right? So Ariana Maddox comes in as the host of the island after a day of kicking it and everything and just getting to know you. And the couples that are booed up sit next to each other with blindfolds on. And she says, well, I'm going to give you guys a chance to to go get another kiss. So here we go again with you can have 2 kisses. You can swap spit again with no mouthwash in between. You can swap spit with 2 people you are interested in, or 1. Whoever you want to kiss, you can go kiss that person. But it's 2. So they put the blindfolds on, and it's all in secret. And then if you want to kiss somebody else, you get to raise your hand and your partner don't know. So Chelley raised her hand, Olandra raised her hand, Ace raised his hand. Did Huda? I think Huda raised her hand. And Nick raised his hand. Okay? And their partners don't know. But like I said, they're sitting super close. So if you're blindfolded next to a person who you're interested in, and all of a sudden you hear... Did that sound like swapping spit? I hope it did. Yep, that's what it sounded like. Because that's what your partner is hearing, because they're only blindfolded, and everybody knows when you take away one of your five senses, the other four get stronger. So they're sitting there blindfolded. So of course their ears can hear more, and all you hear for the next 5 minutes is... And I'm telling you, these people, they are not shy about examining your tonsils with their tongue. They want to get the little thing in the back of your throat. What's that called? The luva. They want to like tickle the luva in the back of your throat. You know what I'm saying? They are like trying to perform the Heimlich remover with their tongues. Okay? These people are not shy. Now look, that's a lot of gaping mouth opening. Okay? I'm just, like I said, I'm watching it because it's cute and everything, but literally every time they swap fluids, I'm like, bleh, in the back of my throat a little, bleh, like literally. And that does not sound like swapping spit. That sounds like, bleh, like, oh my God. I just can't. Like they eat breakfast and then they go kiss 5 people and there's no mouthwash involved. Now, all these people better have had like an STD test and all that. I hope everybody's super duper healthy. I'm not claiming nothing, but I'm just saying that would be another layer of protection for these types of shows if they're all getting tested every week, like they at a hoe house, like they're at the freaking Mustang Ranch. Come in here with your clean paper every week, because things can change very quickly in the world of STD, sexually transmitted disease. I don't know why they started calling it infection. That shit is a disease. STI. No, it's a disease. Okay? So, Charlie and Cierra begin to stir things up when they walk in. After everybody gets a kiss, while their blindfolds are still on, all the people who had kissed have finished. And all of a sudden, with their mask still on, everybody gets a new kiss. All the girls get tongued up by Charlie. One after another, after another. Like he comes in to the island after they all just, I told you, Chelley went and kissed Ace. And Chelley went and kissed Ace and went and sat down. Olandra went and kissed Ace. And Nick went and kissed Olandra. And Huda went and kissed Ace. And yeah, so it was like a lot of kissing. Okay? And then the 2 bombshells come in. It starts with Charlie. And Charlie literally, after they all just kiss people they're familiar with for the day, Charlie goes and tongues it up with everybody except, oh yeah, you guys need a caveat. So Bella, and I love the way she spells her name. She could practically be black the way she's spelling her name all correct, right? Bella is a Christian and loves Jesus and doesn't believe in fornication. And she doesn't kiss on the first date. So everybody else in the house, by episode 2, it's technically day 2. And so by episode 2, she's not kissing nobody. They can only kiss her cheek. And Nick, whose love language is touching and kissing and hugging and stuff, he ends up coupling with Bella, who don't like doing none of that. So all she's getting is cheek kisses while everybody else is swiping spit. So that was very interesting. So, okay. So Charlie gets told that not to kiss Bella on the lips. She doesn't do that. So I like that the Love Island producers respected Bella's chastity, you know? And I feel like that's a good look on this show. She's the only one who's not coming home with a her pod at this point. The only one. Because everybody else has been in the tonsils of everybody else's mouth and then went and kissed another person that came back to that person. Oh, gross. But it's a good show. I'm telling you, it's fun. So the bombshells come in. Charlie kisses Chelley, kisses Alondra, gives Bella a peck, kisses Huda, and Yulissa's gone, like I said. And then Cierra comes in and she kisses all the guys. So she kisses Austin. And when she's kissing them, she gets between their legs. She forces herself between their legs and puts their hands on her hips and like is really and tilts their head back and grabs their hair. And she's like to each one of them. And then they disappear. They leave the circle. And Ariana tells everybody to take their masks off, right? And then she says, well, who all got a kiss? And everybody raises their hand. So, of course, everybody's like, my person wanted somebody else. So they didn't realize there was a bombshell yet. But then they, right after that, introduced the bombshells and let them know that the last kiss that any of you received was from one of these bombshells. And if you want to uncouple with your person and take a chance on somebody else, then get up. Then get up and let it be known. So the only person that like raises their hand was really Nick. Because that kiss was exactly what Nick's love language is, right? So Chelley doesn't raise her hand. None of the girls raise their hand. But now the bombshells, as new entries into the house, they're there for love also. So they now have a chance to couple up too. And so they get to text who they want to couple up with. So Nick stood up. So Cierra knows that Nick is interested. And so she's like, you want to meet me in the hideaway? So that's a secret room where the people can go hook up. The bombshells can go hook up. And so he says yes. And then Chelley ends up with the texts from Charlie, who was like, well, I really liked our kiss. I know you didn't raise your hand, but if you would like, I'd like to get to know you better in the hideaway. So she's like, okay, because everybody's there for the experience. And that's one cute thing is that I feel like it forces maturity and it makes people have to like relieve some of that boundary about ownership of people because we don't own people. You know, people allow us to rent their space technically, but we don't own anybody, right? Not even in marriage. You're not under ownership, right? So Chelley goes to the hideout with Charlie. Nick goes to the hideout with Cierra. And so the four of them are back there partying. And everybody else in the house is kind of like, for. So Austin goes to bed single. Taylor and Alondra go to bed. Bella goes to bed single. Huda and Jeremiah goes to bed. And Ace goes to bed single at the end of episode 2. The next day, episode 3, they get up. Episode 3, everybody comes back and meets up. And now things are really confusing. You know, Nick finally got the kind of attention that he needed, but Bella aesthetically is his vibe. Like that's his riz, is Bella's aesthetic. And he actually likes, you know, her sweetness and stuff. So in episode 3, whoa, let me tell you this. In episode 3, Bella and Nick are uncoupled all the way, and he chooses Cierra. Austin stands up like he wants to leave Chelley. Charlie wants to get to know Chelley. Ace wants to get to know Chelley. Nick goes and sneaks kisses with Alondra any chance he gets. But while her blindfold is on, like not knowing, she doesn't know that that's him kissing her. Let's get to the Huda and Jeremiah of it. Because they're the one solid coupling so far for 3 episodes solid. They coupled the first night, have had no interference. But Huda's a liar, you guys. She liars by omission. So all of these people on the show are single mingle, ready to mingle, right? Alondra has a daughter. So she's a single mother. And that's a big package to have. So she hasn't told anybody, any of the men, that she's a mom. She told Chelley and Alondra that she's a mom. But she's been telling Jeremiah nothing about this. So now they're 3 days in, totally booed up. And she drops the bomb on him that I have a daughter. And Jeremiah, look, I don't think he wants he wants kids, but he wants to make them. Okay? He doesn't want you to already have made kids and then want him to be a stepdaddy. Like, he still wants to have fun and all kind of stuff. So she breaks the news to him because she thinks it's time for him to know. And that's where episode 3 was ending. Also, Bella goes and tells Nick that, you know, you liking Cierra made me realize I did like you more. But Nick, he's not getting what he needs physically from Bella. So when Sierra's like, oh, can I talk to you again? He like leaves Bella high and dry. No problem. Ace made breakfast for Bella, for Alondra, and for Chelley. Taylor, the same day, made breakfast for Alondra. So she ended up with 2 breakfasts. Austin hasn't made breakfast for anybody. Let me tell you one thing about Austin before we go, because this is only going to be a good hour. They did this game in episode 3, and it was the numbers game. And so it was boys against the girls. And the girls had to guess in order, like, which guy had the highest body count, which guy said, I love you the most times, which guys had sex with multiple people in the same day. And so the questions like that. And the same thing for the girls. Well, at the end of this game, it's revealed that the sweetest looking, most innocent people on the men's side are the biggest whores, right? So you can look at these pictures. And doesn't Austin at the top look kind of just like, and he even acts like kind of like Owen Wilson from just like a doofy white guy, right? Like, just like, he's a pool boy. He's literally a pool boy, right? So he's like a goofy pool guy who's hot. And yeah. So they were like, who's had sex with the most people? Of course, Bella has only had sex with 1. Huda had sex with 13. Alondra's had sex with 26 or something. Chelley had sex with 13 or something. On the men's side, Charlie had sex with 108 people. Austin has had sex with 103 people. These guys are only in their 20s. And they're all younger than the women. The women are oldest. So Chelley's 27, Alondra's 27, and the rest of all the women are 25 and under. And on the men's side, all the men are 25 and under. And so Austin, where's my paper? I don't have it in here. Darn it. But I had their age right there. But Austin has sent over 1,000 dick pics, you guys. And had sex with over 100 women. So he's doing about 10%. He sends the dick pics, and he's fucking about 10% of the people he's sending dick pics to, you guys. But he never says, I love you. Taylor has had sex with maybe 20 people and sent about 5 dick pics. Nick, he sent about 80 dick pics and told maybe 10 people he loved them, but he included when he was in high school. Jeremiah said that he didn't really tell people he loved them, but he told them he loved them, so he was lying. Ace, he's pretty like average too. Like he's not doing a whole lot. He's only told one person he loved him. Oh, and then they were like, what's the most number of people you've had sex with in a 24-hour period? Now, and me, I already told you, if you guys know I don't like swapping spit, you know I'm not having no nut butter put in me by multiple people in the same day. That's not freaking happening, right? But yeah, some of these guys, they was doing like two. Chelley said she had 2 girls in a day because she goes both ways. Huda said she had 2 guys in a day because the first one didn't satisfy her. Bella's never done that. Alondra's never done that. On Austin's side, he had sex with 3 different people in a day, or 3 or 4. It was disgusting. Taylor, of course, only 1. Nick had 2. Jeremiah, he had multiples, I think. And Ace, he was like a 1 guy. So it's just a lot of bodily fluids, you guys. So Huda revealed to Jeremiah at the end of the episode that she's a mom, and it caused shock because, you know, he's not ready for that. You can tell. Ace, he's making waves. Chelley is now really reconsidering being with Austin. Part of her attraction to Austin was that he seemed innocent and sweet, right? But he's not innocent and sweet. He sent 1,000 dick pics and screwed 10% of the women. Okay? So she's like, gross. And so I think Ace might end up liking her. I think they like each other. Okay? Let's see. Anything else? All I know is I'm getting back in there for episodes 4 through 6, 4, 5, 6, and then I'll come back and I'll review it, and then I'll do 7, 8, 9, and then I'll come back and review it, and then they just dropped 11 yesterday. There's no episode today, and then we'll almost be on track. So Yulissa, let me just recap one more time, episodes 1 through 3, right before we go. So I told you Yulissa got kicked off. She was Ace's couple, so he's single. Charlie and Cierra were the bombshells for the first 3 episodes. Nick chose Cierra, and Charlie got intimate. He wants to couple, but we don't really know who he wants to couple with. I thought he was feeling Chelley, but he kind of is like just trying to get a place in the house. Oh yeah, you guys, did I tell you? The freaking plot twist in all of this is that these contestants can win money at the end of the season. The couple that wins, love, it has access to $100,000, but only one of the person in the couple it can keep it. They can share it if they want to, but they are not required. So you get to the end of Love Island and you can get love and $100,000, or you can get love and $50,000. So everybody wants to stay in the house. They all have an ulterior motive to stay in the house. They're trying to get to this $100,000 at the end, and hopefully at least trying to get it split, right? So, what else happened? Chelley, Austin, Huda, Jeremiah, Alondra, Taylor, Cierra, Nick. Belle remains without a partner, and so does Ace. Oh, and Bella and Cierra kind of have an edge right now because they both like Nick, and Bella is reconsidering. Like, she's like, I don't really want to, like, you know, compromise my morals or anything, but I do like Nick. And he keeps telling her that he likes her too, but I think he's just saying that. Now, Ace, people love Ace, and he's constantly flirting with Chelley, but he's also looking at Huda, and he went over and stole a kiss from Huda when he got to get up and kiss people. And he's been in Jeremiah's ear about Huda, but Ace doesn't know that Huda has a kid, so I don't know how that's gonna find out when Like, I don't know if Ace is going to be as interested in Huda if he finds out she comes ready with a baby. So the couples, Huda and Jeremiah, are like the mom and dad of the thing. And wouldn't that be right? Because she's the mom. And they have a strong bond, but they're challenged right now. Chelley and Austin, they have a flirtation, but they're not coupled. And they're not recoupled because Austin got back. Austin stood up. Nick and Cierra, yeah, they're new and solidifying. And Ace and Bella are single. Charlie is single. Okay. It looks like on episode 4, which is playing right now in the background, we're about to get 2 new bombshells because, you know, Ace still needs a person. And we're going to have 1 elimination. So when they choose to keep a bombshell, they usually have to get rid of a person. If there's no coupling, that means you're vulnerable. And if you're vulnerable, you're in threat of being off the island. So it's seeming like Nick is going to have a choice to make coming up. And he likes to kiss, and Bella hasn't swapped spit with anybody. So I'm pretty sure that Bella's going to be the first to get kicked off the island, not for being a racist. Okay? But everybody else, it's going to be time to play. I'm going to change these pictures around when we see who the new bombshells are. And yeah, I'm really liking the freaking Love Island so far. It's really cute. And I guess this is what happens in college dorms all the time. Like, you just literally, everybody kind of knows. And that's the thing. Like, communication is key in any relationship. And I feel like this experiment, which is what it is, this experiment is allowing these young people to learn how to communicate effectively. Because look, you can have all the flavors of ice cream if you let all the other flavors of ice cream know. You don't have to hide stuff. You don't have to be a liar. But I don't think that anybody in real life should be taking notes from this particularly unless you have constant STD checks and are totally aware of your sexual health at every given moment, along with the partners you choose to indulge with. There's a lot of things you can get from kissing. There's a lot of things you can get from touching. And there's a lot of things that you can get from, you know, having the sex. So all I would say is, if you are in life enjoying the wonderful flavors and all of the flowers of God's garden, then strap it up, okay? Protect yourself. An IUD does not prevent HIV, okay? A condom does. An IUD is not going to stop the clap. A condom will, okay? And you might think, oh, the feeling raw, blah, blah, blah. Huda's a mom right now, okay? Do you want kids? If you don't, wrap it up, okay? The safest thing is latex, pretty much, okay? And even though those break, they're tried and true for a reason. I'm just doing a PSA as a mom. Don't get caught up. Don't come home with luggage you can't get rid of, okay? But have fun on Love Island, you guys. This was fun. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for being you. I hope you enjoyed this this recap real quick.
Larger, come get it. Larger, feel like a star. Larger, here we're all equal. Larger, still think you are. Larger, the late stars, the larger. Come have some fun. Larger,
She's one.
larger, you know where to come.
Okay, you guys, you know the routine. Click that bell, smash the button, share the video, leave a comment. I'll see you in the next video. Okay? Thanks for coming through. This was fun. I can't wait to go watch the other episodes. Mama Curves, I'm going to call you right after. And we're going to go watch. Remember, there's enough to go around, Curvies. So go get some. And I'll see you in the next video.